Do you mind if I take questions after, or was that hand up?
Yeah, I really don't know why the hand was up. Abubakar, is there an issue why your hand is up? I think that might be an error. So you can just continue. Yeah.
Okay, so it's important that we clarify the difference in this session today. So what is the core difference between product management and project management? We'll still delve into like the details, right? But basically, product management is the discipline of defining, building, and scaling products that meet user needs and drive business outcomes. A product manager basically owns the vision, strategy, and success metrics. They are the ones that decide what to build. They decide why it matters that we build what we build, and how it aligns with company goals. So as a product manager, you are basically the strategic driver. Your task is to understand user pain points. You have to translate them into opportunities, and you have to ensure that the product creates real value for both users and the business. The product manager is basically the voice of the customer in the workplace and the bridge between vision and execution. So let me give an example, right? And I don't want to go into like real technical examples, so I'll give a basic example. So think of a community that doesn't have like water, right? And as a product manager, you have to be the voice of the customers. Okay, I'm a user in this community, or I'm a person in this community. I don't have water. We need to have a borehole. The product manager is the one that's owns that vision. Okay, what will the borehole look like? Where are we going to dig this borehole? What are the things that are needed to facilitate the building of this borehole? Then the project manager owns that execution process. But let's see what the project manager is. Project management is the discipline of planning, executing, and delivering initiatives within defined scope, time, and budget constraints. A project manager ensures that the goals are achieved efficiently, risks are managed, and teams stay aligned to deliver high quality outcomes. Project management is basically about being the execution engine. You're turning strategies into structured actions. So while the product person says, oh, I want this to be built, the project manager ensures that that happens, right? And you do this by managing timelines, coordinating resources, ensuring that everything stays on track. And basically, the project manager is the glue that holds delivery together. You are the person responsible to make sure that everything actually happens, right? And if you look at the differences in terms of the focus of the product and project manager, you see that the product manager owns the what and the why. What are we building and why are we building it? The project manager owns the how and the when. How are we going to do this, or how are we going about this, and when are we doing it? The project manager focuses on vision and outcomes, right? What's the vision of the product? The vision of this product is to solve XYZ problem. What is the outcome? Was that problem actually solved? While the project manager focuses more on the internal constraints, right? Delivery and execution. Okay, this is the vision, and it's supposed to be delivered by this time. How was it delivered? So that process. And in terms of metrics that is being measured, a product manager measures their metrics by user success. So you've delivered a product. Your metrics or your success is determined by how users react to it. Is your product actually solving user problems? While a project manager is measured by project success. Was your project delivered on time? Was it delivered well? And what was the process for delivery? So that's the core difference between product and project management. So basically, think of the product manager as an architect of value, deciding what we're building and why it matters, while the project manager is basically the master builder, like, delivering stuff within time and scope. And it's very important to know that both product managers and project managers are partners in progress. They can't work in isolation. One is driving direction, one is driving execution discipline, basically. So let's take it, let's narrow it down in terms of the strategic versus the operational lens. What do product managers think, right? Product managers are strategic in nature. Project managers are operational in nature. So a product manager is thinking long-term, market-driven, and is customer-obsessed, right? While a project manager is thinking short-term, is process-driven, and is execution-focused. So while product managers think in like quarters or years, you're thinking of your phase 1 and your phase 2, by Q3, your product should be able to do XYZ. A project manager is thinking in milestones and deliverables, right? They're thinking that, okay, milestone 1, milestone 2. These are the things that should be delivered. Product managers are thinking about, by year 3, this product should be able to do this and do that. One is measuring success in adoption and revenue. So product managers are, looking at, okay, how is this product adopted? What are my customer numbers? What is the revenue that this is bringing to the business? While a project manager is just measuring timelines and quality. Okay, did this thing meet the timeline? Were we able to build this in 6 months or not? Both are vital to the business growth. One for strategy and the other ensures stability, right? Because without project managers, you can't really achieve, a successful product. Now let's look at the skill matrix. Where do these two roles overlap? This matrix will basically help you identify your strengths, right? If you're here and you're not sure of, what path you want to go into, right? You don't know if you want to be a product manager or project manager. Let's analyze where your strengths lie. Are you more drawn to like this? Okay. Can you mute, please? I'm echoing. All right. So are you more drawn to like strategic storytelling and customer empathy, or are you focused on coordination and accountability? So neither of them is superior, to be honest. It's just about aligning with your natural strengths and your own energy. So the focus of a product manager is on the markets and the users, right? While a project manager's focus is on timelines and deliverables. If you think that you're somebody who is particular about timelines, this thing needs to be done by this time, and you are good at tracking it, that is a skill that project management requires. In terms of KPIs, what are your key performance indicators? As a product manager, if you're working in a tech company, you will be assessed by the growth of your users, by user retention, and the return on investment. As a project manager, your KPIs will be measured by speed, delivery, and budget. Were you able to execute your project within the time that was defined for it? Was the quality up to like notch? And was the budget, were you able to deliver within budget? Did you stay or exceed budget? That's how your KPIs are measured. In terms of tools, product managers typically use Figma, to work with designers. They use AHA to track, to create their product roadmaps, and they use Mixpanel or any other data analytics tool to track, user journey, where drop-offs lie and all of that stuff. While a project manager they would use stuff like Asana, Jira, and Notion, right, to track tasks. And you see how we have Jira, for instance. A task is to do, in progress, pending, approval, all of that stuff. They use these tools to manage the task execution. For traits, right, now this is where you may want to pay attention, because if your skills are more aligned towards empathy, curiosity, strategy, then you may just be better suited for product management. But if you're more focused on organization, you are very organized. If you have like more discipline, and if you strive in communication, then you may be better as a project manager. Because as a project manager, your main responsibility is communication, to be honest, right? You are making sure that all stakeholders are aligned at every time. And to do that, you have to be a good communicator. Now, I'm going to talk about how both roles, I've said it before, right? Both roles sort of interlap, and it's not one or the other, right? Product managers and project managers should collaborate. It's not a competition. While product defines the success of a product, project delivers that product, right? So together, product managers and project managers equals to execution excellence plus market relevance. In high-performing organizations, the project managers basically will say, here is what would move the needle. So this is what will get us to our targets. So a lot of times organizations will say, our KPIs for this year is maybe $500 million, for instance. A product manager sees that vision or that KPI, and they say, this is what we are going to this is what we are going to do to get us closer to that goal. Then a project manager says, here is how we're going to make it happen. So both of them collaborate and deliver value. And if you operate in isolation, you're going to have issues. You have to operate together, basically. So let's look at career alignment. What path fits you? So if you love strategy, innovation, market empathy, like I said before, product management might be your thing. If you love structure, clarity, delivery excellence, then project management might be your thing, right? So if you're the kind of person who enjoys solving user problems, discovering like insights, influencing what gets built, if you want to have an influence over what the product direction is, then product management would excite you. But if you're the type that loves to plan, you like order, you like timelines, you like to coordinate things, then project management may just feel like home to you. But both of these careers, right, can lead you to senior leadership. Not one is superior to the other, like I said before. But if you want to grow in either of them, you just need to figure out, okay, which one of them fits me, which one of them do I want to do, and then you lean into mastering the skills that you need for either of the roles. Now, this is the reality of the hybrid reality of both roles, right? Startup and teams, especially like in smaller teams, you'll probably be wearing both hats. You'll probably be wearing the hat of a product manager and the hat of a project manager in one role. And that's where the lines start getting blurred, because most times a product manager is hired for product management but has to do project management work, or a project manager is hired for project management and has to do product management work. That's why the lines of differences between these two roles are blurring. The key is clarity. Just know what is what, right? Know that as a product manager, you're exploring what to build. As a project manager, you're enforcing how to deliver what you're building. But it's good that as you pick either of this career, you are also building skills in the other. So as a product manager, you need project management skills. As a project management, you should explore product management skills, because both would make you valuable, like in whatever industry that you decide to go in. So let's look at the career growth and leadership part, right? So you see here that as a product manager, you start from an associate product manager, you get promoted to a product manager. So this is just an example, right, of a typical career trajectory. It may differ from organization to organization, but this is the universal career track, right? So you start from an APM, you become a product manager, you become a senior product manager, you become a lead product manager or group product manager. Then you then get to the head of product, director of product or VP product, chief product officer. Then you end up as a chief executive officer. And that's why you notice that a lot of CEOs were previous product managers, right? Then let's look at the project manager's career trajectory. They start as either a project coordinator and associate project manager, then they move to a project manager, then senior project manager, then a program manager. A program manager is basically a group project manager, then a delivery manager or head of the project management office, then a director of delivery or VP delivery, then a chief operating officer. So you can see that both of them lead to strategic leadership. Whether you end up as a CEO or as a COO, the product path would lead you into innovation and customer impact, while the project path will lead you into operations and organizational efficiency. How is the organization working? How are the wheels running, in the organization? So whichever one you choose, your ability to influence the outcomes in your role is what basically would define how you end up as a leader in your field, right? So what are the focuses? What should you focus on at each stage in your career? As a product manager, when you're an associate, you just need to learn the fundamentals: user research, backlog management, sprint support. When you then get promoted to a product manager, you start to own a feature or be responsible for a feature or product area. You will manage the end-to-end life cycle of the product. Then you get to a senior PM, where you start to define product strategy for a full line or a segment of the business. Then you get to a GPM, where you start to lead multiple project managers and manage portfolio trade-offs. So at the group level, you are able to manage different products, just like a group or program manager when we get there. Then you get promoted to the head of VP product, where you start to translate business strategy into product outcomes. Then CPO or CEO, where you're setting long-term vision, influence investments, and innovation direction. As a project manager, it's a similar career trajectory, but it ends up as a COO. So as an associate, you'll be supporting schedules, reporting and documentation. And when you get to a project manager, you own project delivery, manage budget, risk and dependencies. When you become a senior PM, you're overseeing complex multi-team projects, ensuring alignment and quality. When you become a program manager, you're managing a portfolio of related projects for strategic objectives. Then when you become the head of the project management office, you're standardizing processes, governance, and frameworks. And then you get to VP or COO, where you're driving operational excellence across business units and ensuring strategic execution at scale. Now, it's important to know that the next decade that's coming belongs to professionals who can think strategically and execute flawlessly. So you're seeing that the future is blended. Like I said earlier before, and like you already rightly know, that the roles are already converging. Product management now needs delivery literacy. As a product manager, a lot of times you're still responsible for ensuring the how of your product, right? And as a project manager, sometimes you're still responsible for the what too. And that's why you're seeing that because the roles are converging, product managers need delivery literacy, while project managers also need product empathy. Employers now value hybrid thinkers. They want to have one for two, right? Or two for one, rather. And those who can navigate both like creativity and control are those who are going to win in the next decade, right? Now, let's take a quick reflection. I'm getting to the end of my presentation. So a quick reflection, right? What energizes you? Is it vision or is it execution, right? What skills do you need to strengthen next? Where do you want to lead from? Do you want to lead from product innovation or project precision? Think about your current role. If you don't have a job yet, think about your current skill sets. What do you naturally thrive at? This would help you design a career. Someone muted me. I'm not sure where I left off.
We're talking about this will help you design a career path.
Okay, thank you. But I think the person muted me again. So yeah, basically, thank you so much for reminding me where I stopped. But yeah, once you reflect on this, it helps you know that, okay, this is what you want to do. So what energizes you? Are you creative? Are you the one thinking of problems to solve? I want to solve this problem. I want to do this day, da 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 da. You may be more tilted towards product management. But if you're on the other end where you like to coordinate stuff, you like to plan, okay, you've told me what you want to do. Think of, somebody who likes to plan travels for her friends or his friends. Okay, everybody, we want to go to Morocco next month. And you're the one, creating the itinerary, asking everybody, oh, is this one done? Have you done gotten your visa? Have you done this? Have you done that? If you love collaborating and driving execution like that, then project management may just energize you and you may thrive in that space. So what skills do you need, right? If you already know your foundational skill set, what you then need to sort of build upon what you already have to strengthen you for the role that you want to go for. Would it be product or would it be project? Okay, so I hope we've thought about that, but to just wrap this up, clarity is what is going to drive growth in either career path that you decide to take. And success is not about choosing one. You are going to need to master both lenses. As a product manager, you need project management skills. As a project manager, you need product management skills. This would help you lead smarter. It will help you think more strategically, and it will help you deliver better impacts. So whether you choose product management or you choose project management, your real value lies in how well you're connecting the vision of the business with execution. You need to keep learning, you need to keep building, and you need to keep positioning yourself for impact. And I think that's, pretty much what I have for you today. Thank you for joining. And I would say that we should continue this conversation beyond today. My name is, once again, Eniola Osiyoku. I'm a senior product leader and I'm a business consultant. My LinkedIn is Eniola Osiyoku on LinkedIn. My email is oshiyokueniola@gmail.com. And if you want to further master any of these skills, you should definitely, work with UStack to build your skills like beyond now, right? This one webinar would not, obviously get into all of the details about each of the management, right? Product or project management. So pick the career path you want to pick and then, sign up with the school to get more of the skill set. So thank you, everyone. I think I will hand over to Belisa. Yes. Also, questions.
Yeah, we're going to do questions. A lot of questions. A lot more questions. We still have enough time. All right. So please, if you have questions, you want to ask, I saw some questions also in the chat, but please, I would love us to unmute our mic to ask. But use the raise hand icon on your screen. Just we'll take it in turns and sequence. So please use the raise hand icon on your screen so that we can just take the questions as it comes. All right. And please ensure that you're able to fill the attendance form so you get, you can always go back to this conversation. I know some persons have issues, accessing the link. It might be, concerning Cake or the browser. So you want to try that later, but ensure you're able to fill the form. So some persons have actually been able to fill the form. But yeah, let's take the questions right away. The first person on my screen is Audrey Joseph.
Okay, all right. Hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah,
Hello?
sure. Go ahead, please. Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I have to say thank you, UStack, for giving me this opportunity to be here. Not everyone that has the opportunity to be here. And my question goes like this: the cohort, is it free, or there's a certain amount you have to pay? First of all.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that after the question and answer. So yeah, we have, this one is a free session. We always have that every Saturday. We were here last week, we had a free session. But our main course starts in November 8th, and that runs for 3 months. And that's a paid program. But yeah, for now, we're talking about what we plan and how this is. That's the question you have? Is that really the question you have?
Okay, another question. My question goes like this. For someone who wants to do product management, that means the person has to be good in graphic design, right?
If I can answer that, not necessarily. You don't have to do graphic design to be a product manager. There are product designers and graphic designers, but as a product manager, you need to understand user experience and user interface. Just basically know what a good UI UX is and what is the deliver what you actually want.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. That's just the question I want to ask.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph. Let's go to Bemi. Bemi, over to you. You can unmute your mic. Thank you. Bemi Benedina. Are you still there? Bemi Benedina. Okay, let's go on to the next person. Adebayo Isioma. Please, over to you.
Hi,
Isioma.
good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. So my question is this here. I'm leaning towards more of the project management because I have experience in planning and I love coordinating and planning events and all of that. In fact, I'm a certified event planner, so I love planning and coordination. So my question is this: for project management as a career path, is it possible to have are the roles usually full-time, I mean remote or hybrid or on-site? Because I'm a mom and I am actually looking for roles that are more remote or hybrid. So I want to know.
Okay, so in terms of work structure, it's actually dependent on the organization. You definitely have project management roles that are fully remote. If the company is fully remote, you have roles that are also hybrid, maybe twice a week, once a week, 3 times a week, depending on the structure of the company. And you definitely have roles that are full-time, every day, Monday to Friday. So if you want remote roles, then that's what you should be looking for. If you want hybrid roles, that's what you should be looking for. If you want full-time, on-site roles, then that's what you should be looking for. But in terms of availability, there are definitely roles for each of these options.
Okay, thank you. So my second question is this, yeah. For the what's it called? For the what I need to learn. I know the school offers courses on that. Are there any like special certification courses I'm supposed to take? Because I think I've seen a couple of them on Instagram, the PMP management certification course and all of that. Are those certification courses compulsory?
Okay, so I think if you want to have a good career trajectory, then your PMP is great. But I think the course with UStack is a good starting point for you to at least land an entry level role. And then you can then get your PMP to sort of grow your career. Because the PMP certification requires you to have some project management experience actually. So this is like a great foundation, and then you can then layer your project knowledge rather with your PMP.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Eniola, for the response. Let's have David Adiruba. Hope I got the name correctly. David Adiruba, over to you. I think he has dropped his hands. Okay, let's move on to
Good evening.
just. Okay, good, David. Over to you. Yes, go ahead. We can't hear you. I think your mic is low, very, very low, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for this awesome session, and it's a great time, which is just shouting value, value. I got a great value in this session, but I just have some few questions. In a situation like
David, we really can't hear you, though. We really can't. We're struggling to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Eniola, can you hear me? Struggling to hear
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, go ahead then.
Okay, Sam. Okay, now my question is, since all this role is, how
Okay, I
about
can't hear him. No.
okay,
Do you want to try fixing your mic? Then you can come back. Mic
okay.
is really, really bad. Let's ask Bimi now. Bimi, please unmute your mic and go ahead. Thank you. Hello, Bimi. Can you unmute your
Hello.
mic now?
Yes, I have done that now. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, my question is that for some of us that has undergone these product management mentorship sessions, please, I want to ask, after going through these programs with you, Stack, is there any internship for us?
All
Maybe
right. Yeah,
any
thank you very
internship
much.
program.
Yes, so that's
Yeah.
also what we'll be
Thank
introducing in the next cohort. Okay, an internship framework. All right. So
Right.
since you're also part of the community, we'll also inform you on that arrangement. Okay, Demi, does that answer your
Okay,
question?
sir. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Justice, please go ahead to ask the question. Justice Orogun.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Good
Can you guys hear
evening.
me? Oh, okay.
100%.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to ask. I think this question is directly to Madam Eniola. So, what is your experience like? Moving from where you started as probably an associate product manager to your level that you've gotten to, right? Like, how is the experience been? How's the journey been, right? Were there times whereby you wanted to like just kind of give up hope, or were there times whereby just share with us, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Justice. Okay, so I was fortunate to have a pretty fast career trajectory. I started off as an intern about 5 years ago. As a product intern, I was working in a fintech and I actually enjoyed the work. At that time, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to do product management and project management, or project management rather. I started with projects. I even, got my PMP, I'd, done a bunch of project management certifications. And then I realized I wanted to focus on product management. So from associate product manager, I grew to a product manager. Then I grew to like a team lead in product management. Then I got grew to like a senior product manager, then a product lead. And I can say that definitely like the journey was very demanding in terms of like my time, in terms of like how much effort. I know how many times I had to, work overnight. You'll be in meetings till like 2, 3 a.m., especially when you work with startups, right? So it just depends on, or for me, it was more like, okay, this is what I really wanted. And I put my head down to make sure that I did the work. And I was fortunate enough to get rewarded for the work. So I was getting my promotions and my raises and all of that. So that's pretty much it, to be honest. But I generally talk about my career experiences on my LinkedIn. I talk about the times where, I've suffered from like imposter syndrome, when I feel like, oh, am I doing, great? Or you're looking at your competitors' products and you're like, oh, this product is better than mine. You go through all of that series, and as a product manager, you own that product, so you are emotionally attached to your product, right? So if the product is not performing well, it definitely affects you, but you just have to keep forging ahead. That's basically what my journey has been like.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eniola, for asking that question. So let's take some questions in the chat. So sadly, the guys who are complaining about the attendance not reachable, I really don't know what to try again, because over 47 persons have actually filled the attendance. Okay, so I want to believe it's either the browser or the network. So please, you want to try from another device where possible. Okay. So now there's a question from James in the chat. So he's asking, can you study product management and still learn Scrum and project management? And also his second question is Scrum Master essential for product management? I don't know if you get the question. You catch that? Eniola, I don't know if you're muted, Eniola, but you're not speaking yet.
Sorry, can you take the question again? I think my internet.
Okay. Then, can you study product management and still learn Scrum and project management? That's the first question.
Okay.
And the second question is Scrum Master essential for product management?
All right. So I would say yes and yes, right? If you listen to my presentation, I had mentioned that as a product manager, you need skills that help you with execution. And what a Scrum Master does is basically driving execution. So you find that in a company that uses Scrum Masters, they don't have project managers. But if they have project managers, they may not have Scrum Masters. A Scrum Master is basically a project manager of the Scrum methodology. Yes, as a project manager, it's great that you have those skills, because those skills help you to prioritize. And if you look at the Scrum framework, if you are getting your CSM, your Scrum Master certification, things like prioritization, things like basically all the skills that you need, definition of done. A lot of those things are very helpful in your job or your role as a product manager, and it's good to have the skills. It makes you like more like multifaceted, like well-rounded. Should a scrum master or should you as a product manager understand what a scrum master does or understand like scrum? Definitely yes, you should.
All right, thank you very much, Eniola. So that's also one of the key things. I think just to add, one of the key things. It's not bad that you learn them, all right? Because as a product manager, I'm working and please, we might start yanking off some persons. I can say funny names. I don't know if we're allowing this on the call. Please assist also to yank some of these guys off. Yeah, good. Thank you. So yeah, you need to learn Scrum. It's not a bad thing, all right? Because you could probably be in an agile environment, all right? And you need to also deploy agile and Scrum methodologies. And it's a fantastic one, all right? It's really nice to have, and it can allow you to strive on the job. Okay, so it's you can become indispensable. Yes, so now we will just go to thank you very much, Eniola. I don't know if anyone has any further questions for Eniola before we move on to the next speaker we have on board. Let's hear from Akinyemi how he was able to move from I was able to move from political science down to product management. Okay, are we good? Tell us how you did it, Evie. I don't really catch that, but I think we'll just move on to the next. Oh God, thank you very much for your time. I missed that. I should have yanked you a long time ago. Becky, do you have a question?
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone.
Please turn this off.
Okay, can we hear me, please?
Hold on, please. Let me take this person up. All right, good. Please, just one more person. Mubarak, please identify if you are. Please take off Abdul. And also take off and also some persons who are not able to identify themselves. If you're not joining with your real name, I'm going to take care of the call. Apologies. And I don't know, Obi, I'm going to take care of the call. I really don't know this name. Obi, I don't know. Are you a human being? Please confirm or mute your mic and speak. Obi, are you a human being? So if you do not respond, I might likely take care of the call. Okay, I think I'm going to take care of the call. And all right, I think that's fine. Okay, good. I think we've been able to clean. Yeah, so Becky, please, do you have questions? Do you want to go ahead?
Yes, I have a question. Good evening, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Yeah, very audible.
All right. Hi, Eniola. Thank you for this session. So I remember during the session you mentioned something about self-imposter syndrome, and I think
excuse me, I have a question.
Lumumba,
please shut up. I have a question.
So, can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead, Becky. I think these guys.
So, in your experience as a product manager, how do you think is the best?
Holy shit! Shut the fuck up.
To overcome this this blocker? I see it as a blocker.
Okay. Hi, Becky. So yes, I feel like if you don't, not even I feel like it's fact.
No, yeah. So I feel like Eniola, please shut up. I feel like
apologies.
Unmuting me.
I need to. You know the funny thing here, these guys are signed into they're using a Nigerian name. That's so crazy. I don't really know. That's interesting. Like, okay.
So
go ahead,
with imposter syndrome, Becky, you are not having imposter syndrome at every point, or like at, if you don't have imposter syndrome, for instance, in a year, it shows that you've not grown in that year. So what I tell myself, right, when I experience imposter syndrome is that I am starting to fact check, right? I'm starting to doubt that, I am able to do something because I am growing. And when you're growing, it's just an internal fight between yourself. Like, oh, am I actually doing this thing right? Am I actually doing it? Because you're now doing more than you used to do, and you're not like staying comfortably at the same level. So what I typically do is I either maybe speak to my colleagues, ask for feedback, how am I doing on this? I can speak to my boss or a mentor or something. I self-improve. I take like courses to upgrade my skill set, or I read books just to make sure that I have the skill set for like what I am doing at the time. So imposter syndrome basically, happens when you are faced with new challenges and you are like, I'm not sure that I'm able to do this, and you start doubting yourself. But if you are very comfortable, it means that you don't have new challenges being thrown at you. So it's great. It's a great symptom or signal once you are having that imposter syndrome. And it just means just optimize yourself for whatever is being thrown at you by building your skill sets, by networking, by being sure that you understand what you're doing, and then you'll be fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Eniola. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Eniola, for the response. Okay. I think the key factor there is if you have imposter syndrome, it's I always say maybe you're kind of very ambitious. This is very, very good. All right. So it means that okay, you actually want to upgrade it. You need some level of upgrade if you are not complete. But also get feedback from your colleagues, area of improvement, like Eniola mentioned, and fine tune your current skill set. And I believe you'll be up for success. And also don't be too hard on yourself too, as well. I think feedback is very, very important. So I've tried to do this. I'm going to bring up Akinyemi. Okay, we'll go to the next page. So how was Akinyemi able to transition from political science down to product management? Let's also hear from Akinyemi. And also I'll be asking him a couple of questions. So Akinyemi is currently a student at USA School, and I learned I've heard a lot of persons talk about taking other programs, and they've been able to learn anything practical. And I think I mentioned on the call that our training program is based off three aspects, which is practical hands-on bootcamp, career, comprehensive career support, and also expert one-on-one guidance. So Akinyemi, I want you to unmute your mic, and Akinyemi will also be showing us a walkthrough on the projects he was able to do. They are currently on their capstone project, and we've mandated them for the capstone project to go into the market, carry out user research and market research. Okay, you would also walk us through everything, but I would want to ask him certain questions before we allow him go ahead to share his screen to walk us through his capstone project. Akinyemi, are you with us? Are you still here?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
All right. Awesome. So I will just ask you two questions. You right?
Okay.
So do you want to share? Yes, so good. So do you want to share your story? How did you get to discover UStack School? I know a lot of persons got to discover UStack School either through a friend or probably on Facebook or via Instagram ads. So let's walk us through your discovery of UStack School and what really drew you to product management. Why? Why product management? Especially coming from a political science background. So why did you actually choose product management? So over to you.
Okay. It's an honor to be here because I was just like you guys, like some few months ago, I was actually, I don't know, I was undecided on what I was actually doing. Actually an operations manager with a logistics company. I studied political science, but when you are still where the economy is and you are trying to just put things together. So I spoke to my cousins and they're like, okay, why don't I maybe look for a career whereby and do some other things. So they are already into IT. They're the IT guys. One is a Scrum Master, and one is, I think, is into project management. So they asked me to look around. Then one of them sent me this same port class link. So I joined. And when I joined, the things I heard, like what you actually heard from the previous speaker, they had some other speakers come speak to us. Then I was actually convinced this was what I wanted to do. And for me, there's a newbie to tech because I didn't really, except using my phone or using a PC well, I didn't have background knowledge in IT. But on joining UStack, I can say in the last few months, I've been able to do something. So I work for the project. That's our capstone project. And we actually did it differently and things were. So
All right.
there's
Do you want to
there's
now?
anyone decided.
Yeah, so before we go to that, okay, while we've heard the sound of your voice, all right, so let's go into the practicalities. You want to show a walkthrough on your Keystone project, walk everyone through how you're able to actualize this from start to finish, what the tools you guys were able to work on, the frameworks you guys used, and every of those nitty-gritty information. I think people will want to really see to see that.
Okay. Like sorry. Like we did a bit of like product thinking while your product comes to life. What are the ideas that bring your product to life? The product sense. What do you think of your product? Like your product analysis, the data around your product that makes your product live. That is how people will connect to the product and the data you use to creating your end product. Yes. The research is like maybe market research, quantitative research. That is a non-numerical this whereby you and your team, you guys will sit down and think about how you want to make your project come to life, how people will relate to it. So we use them apps like Miro, the previous speaker spoke about.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we can't really hear you that much. I think your network is in your network or your voice is not audible. Do you want to increase your voice, please?
Okay, oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. This works.
Okay, yeah. I use them apps like Figma for designs, Miro, like you want to do your project, the coloring, like the previous speaker, which was showing our page. For the designs they used stuff like Figma, Miro. So for the previous person that was asking me if you needed to know a bit about design, you don't need to know much. Just know how to combine colors, use all these apps, which are kind of easy when you join the class. These are the kind of things they teach you. So I don't know if I can show my screen now for my project so that I can speak a bit about the project I'm working on.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, Akiyemi, okay. So Olatunji said he would love to take that aspect. Okay. So just hold on that. So but if you have just one advice to give to anyone who actually wants to transition into product management, what is one advice you would give before Olatunji comes in to show everyone a walkthrough on all the projects, the Keystone projects, and you want to share to us?
Okay.
Yeah. So what's advice?
I would advise you to go into it. You won't regret. Like this is something I was really unsure when I joined the class like this. But with things I've heard, I'm telling you, when you join the class and you key into it, there is no going back for you. Because you just keep building yourself class by class. And you start as something that whereby their instructors are, as in they move with you. Like even with the in-class assessments, we do, they pay us together, whereby we share ideas. I am a newbie, but I can speak a bit. Like the experience I've gained, has gone a long way for me now. So I can say, okay, with what I've learned, I can sit with people and work on projects. So no, there shouldn't be any doubt. You have good instructors, good student subject syllabus. So with time, once you came into it, within your first month, at least you can start boasting of doing something.
All right, thank you very much. Because of time, let's just have Olatunji, walk us through the question. All right. Then once he walks us through the kitchen, I'll be back here like within the next 5 minutes, and I'll walk us through the roadmap right from start to finish. How Start School helps its students, okay? Curriculum, everything, insight into the curriculum, the kind of projects you get to work with, and every bit and pieces of that, okay? But thank you very much, Akiyemi, for that brief intro. Olatunji, I don't know if you're here on the call. Please, go ahead to share the screen. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I've lost maybe part of my voice, so pardon me if I'm not very audible. Please, can we all see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
All right. I'm going to show the capstone which we actually looked at today. So, for example, this is Akiyemi's capstone. But we'll go through. I wouldn't go through the details, but I'll just go through the knowledge gained and the content, right? So, I mean, for someone that joined Start School program without any knowledge in tech at all, and did this capstone called FH Errands Up, that actually broke down the vision of the product he was trying to build, the mission. So the vision here is to become Nigeria's first integrated lifestyle platform, combining e-commerce, errands, and on-demand services, right? We also have the mission, which primarily is to save time. Then we also have the problem here, right? So the problem here is, urban life in Nigeria is overwhelming, time consuming, and the market gaps here is really building on trust, fragmentation, and inefficiency. But I'll just go through the slide so I don't spend so much time. I'll just use 5 minutes for this. But you can see Akiyemi was able to, break down the opportunity and market size, understand what, market size meant. Akiyemi understood what the target addressable market is, which you can see the breakdown here. Akiyemi understood the product market fit hypothesis. And Akiyemi also defined the solution, clear value propositions, the key differentiators that would, make its product standard from other products. And you can see the product strategy here, and the roadmap. You can see the key deliverables. You can see the business model of how Akiyemi wants to make money from his products. You can see the future revenue, even all the way down to unit economics, right? Which is what is the customer acquisition cost, and what is the lifetime value of the customer, the key product metric also, all the way down again to another breakdown of the target markets, overview, and also the distribution, because I actually like this distribution of how you want to, aim and target these target markets, all the way to the market trends, the key competitors. This is a competitor analysis, a competitive advantage metrics, and a go-to-market strategy, the market channels, the launch strategy, the growth loops also, to the PM, to the insights that was gained from this market's research, and even went all the way down to do an operational and technology model, the technology stack, the key operational KPIs, a financial chart, and financial projection. And just like, when you're doing any product, a risk is, something that you could meet in front, and the mitigation is what you are doing now to manage it. And even for this product, Akiyemi did a risk and mitigation strategy, and also a strategy goal and target for the product. So this is Akiemi's product, and yeah, this is for someone that joined our program initially and had no idea on product management. I'm just going to show one more capstone. So this is another capstone from one of our students called Glory, and this is EduPath, a personalized career guidance platform for Nigerian youths. So you can see that for Glory, very similar to the details that Akiemi shared, Glory defined the problem. And what exactly is the problem? Which is many Nigerian students and young professionals lack structured career guidance, and they make academic choices that don't align with their passion or market realities. And the solution Glory is proposing here is a career guidance platform offering personalized career roadmaps, mentorship, community supports, and helping young people become more confident and make informed career decisions. So you can see the vision here, you can see the mission, you can see the user persona, which is, for my customers, what are the characteristics that are peculiar to them? You can see the data insights and the research that was done and the statistical analysis that, Glory did from the survey that she carried out. You can see the user flow of what she was trying to do. You can see the consideration of the user flow. You can see Glory's go-to-market strategy, the awareness, the engagement, partnerships, and monetization. You can see the computer analysis that Glory did, which is how exactly would she stand out from her competitors. You can see a SWOT analysis and PEST analysis. Now, this is not something you would even see ideally in just any regular training, because most people do not really go into it, but this is actually a strategic skill that is used in management, right? When you're trying to do your strategy, and she was able to learn that in this program. You can see the feature prioritization that was done as regards what are the priorities of features, what are the feature priorities that I need to focus on first, what I'm trying to do. And not just that, even learning different techniques. So the RISE framework, three different prioritization techniques, which Glory used here. And you can see, the same thing here. You can see even down to how do you write a feature, how do you write your acceptance criteria. That was detailed in this presentation. And you can see consideration here also. And you can see the metrics, which metrics do I need to track to be sure that my product is a success. And you can see the final MVP plan for Glory. So yeah, thank you very much. This actually like two capstone projects that we would show today because of time. We still have several others that are so that I would love to present, but because of time, I don't think Elijah would allow me continue. All right, so Elijah,
All
do
right,
you
yeah,
want to?
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Olatunji, for that presentation. So I'm going to show us the workflow, okay? And why we wanted to take a different turn this time around. I wanted to show you guys what really these people are doing within the program. All right, and this is also, let me just play a short clip from the Clipstone project, okay? Because this is what you do. It's not like any other program. And this is what this is Akin Yemi, okay, one of the videos from his project, okay. They went into the market. You have to show us proof. For us to even grant you any certificate within the program, you need to have successfully completed your Clipstone project. And one of those requirements is that you have to do a live user research, assessment of the market. All right. So this is him in his project. You can see him here. All right. It was filmed, and it's also one of the things that we also read.
Elijah, the sound does not play. I don't know. I think we had this issue. I don't know if there's a way to.
Okay, just hold on. Let me try to play the. I really love us to hear the sound. I know what to do. No problem. Don't worry. The sound will be up. Just hold on. We need to share a tab instead. Okay, I'm going to share a tab. and we should be able to hear this. Okay, fantastic. Just hold on, and we are good to go. Right, you should be able to hear this.
So I want to ask, how well do people patronize your market?
Bless God, they are trying their best.
How would you feel about onboarding on the app, whereby instead of people coming to the market, people can order from you online, you package it, then a delivery rider will come and get it for you?
It's a good idea, you know. It's development, technology is already involved everywhere, so it's a good idea.
Because we are working on an app, FH Around Hub, whereby people that can't come to the market maybe weekends and they have things they want to get, they look through the app. Maybe if you are lucky, they'll pick your store, then they'll just make their order, then the rider will just come and pick them up for them, just like an errand hub. So I just want to know if you are good with it, if you are good, and if you like to onboard it, the app is live. So what if you have customers, let's say they know people? Yes. So I want to ask, how well do people patronize the market?
All right, so I don't think I might have the luxury of time to do that, because tomorrow everyone needs to probably have, you know, some rest. Everyone have actually been outside, but you know, that's also one of the key things. I think Grace just sent it to the chat. You know, that's one of the key things of being a PM. Right, you have to do the dirty work, okay? Because if you don't build, you're building for the users. All right, you're actually building for the user. And we in the program, it's not just a training program for us, right? It's something that we want to solve issues relating to non-practical experiences. When you go through the course of the program, which I'll be showing you here now, this is what it looks like. Okay, I really don't know why my browser is showing this. Like, you would see the course content, right? This is a flow. Okay, for 3 months, we call it phases. All right, so we still speak the product management term here. So you go for 3 months. In the first month, everything I'll be mentioning here, you would have seen it or heard it either from Eniola or from Olatunji when he was talking about the Capstone project. Okay, you would see it here. The week 1 introduction. So if you've never done product management in your life, right now introducing you to product management, you do not need to have prior experience. We talk about the roles and responsibilities of a PM. What do PMs really do? What's the differences between a product owner, a PM, a product manager, and a scrum master? Right, and what are the common myths of product managers? Okay, we then look at the core concepts in product management. Okay, having to then define what digital product is and physical product, because you are building a product. Your product could be seen, your product can be felt. All right, either of those two, digital and physical. You need to understand those disparities, and you need to get to understand what are the life cycles of, in this product, how the product come about, how our product has been developed. Then you look at an overview of agile methodology, because product management is majorly a tech thing, right? And in every software and tech environment, it's an agile environment, because you're building things in iteration. You don't wait the ending of the year before you then start to build a product, right? Just like WhatsApp. WhatsApp has had several iterations since it started off. Right, before we were not doing WhatsApp call. Now we can do WhatsApp call. We can even share, reshare status. Right, it's a tech organization. That's why the agile methodology works for them. And as a product manager, you are building a product. All right, like that. WhatsApp is a product. Okay, and you need to do things in iteration. There are several levels, several items, several features to be showing out. Right. So you need to understand Agile manifestos and its principles, the different methodologies in Agile, which is Scrum, Safe, and Kanban. And you'd also learn many other, Agile methodologies. You'd also learn product management pillars. All right, what is actually product thinking? What is product sense? And what is product discovery? Okay, you need to carry out user research. You need to be able to understand your users, because you are building for your users. And that's why you see, we ensure that it is one of the key things you do in your capstone. And that is a criteria for your certificates within the program. You need to understand your users, carry out user research, also understand the market, carry out market research, how to get started. The techniques, okay, the different frameworks in market research, the PES2 analysis and SWOT analysis. You'd see in the Capstone project that was shared by Olatunji, okay, you'd see that PES2 and SWOT, two loaded frameworks you cannot do without. All right, in market research, you don't carry out competitive analysis. It's a robust training program. This is just a 1 month. The first month alone, okay, you are learning all these things. Okay, we understand user-centered design and frameworks, having to ask 5 whys to solving problem, understanding how to define user personas, trying to understand what behavioral psychology is, user story mapping, customers journey mapping, and wireframing. Okay, and what are the best practices in product design, or what are psychology, and also real world tear down. And you see at the end of the first month, you get what we do. You get this stuff, scenario objective exams. You must carry out, we need to test your knowledge. Okay, you have an examination. Okay, in your phase 2, which is the part 2, your second month, you learn business strategy. What is company vision and mission? That's the first thing you saw in the Capstone project, right? As a product manager, if you cannot define a company vision and mission, then I don't know what you're doing, right? You should be able to create one, all right? Create a company vision, create a business strategy, all right? And product prioritization. There are different techniques in prioritizing product, the Moscow techniques, the RISE techniques, the ICE, the Kano, and having to define what a success matrix looks like. And this was what is in the Capstone that was shared. Okay, in your week 3, you do product analytics. All right, what is product analytics? What is data-driven decision making? How to decide the right techniques and metrics for any product and feature. Okay, and also A/B testing and experimentation, multivariant testing, and how to test story using data. Okay, how to test story using data. All those things are going to the market for. You need to also document them, put it in a storytelling format for stakeholders to be able to understand. So product pricing, you are building a product, you need to be able to price it effectively. All right, you learn the different business model and revenue models. You learn monetization strategies. All of this link will be sent to you if you fill the form. Okay, I'm sure you fill that attendance form. You have access to everything here. Okay, and also you'd see at the end of this second month, you see scenario objective exams. You need to take an examination. Okay, for every phase that you pass or scale. Then in your last phase, this is the third month, product execution. What is product execution? What is product execution breakdown? Agile, Scrum, and user stories. Having to define what ethics is, defining user stories, and defining your acceptance criteria. And actually, what do you mean by done? When you say a product, an item has been done, what do you term done? You need to be able to define that's done. Okay, you learn Scrum cycle, release management, and analysis. You need to understand stakeholder management. This is also one of the bread and butter. Stakeholder management is also in project management, right? But as a product manager, you need to learn stakeholder management because you'll be working with different individuals. How can you identify the people that are relevant to your product? Okay, working with designers, okay, working with developers, working with QA, working with sales, working with marketing, working with customer support. Those are stakeholders. And also the management and senior leadership and team members are also stakeholders. How can you work in a cross-functional team? Because as a product manager, you'll be working in a distributed team. Okay, so with 2, you're looking at technical for product managers. Okay, you learn SQL. Okay, what the SQL that data analysts use, you learn it within the program. You learn API, basics, having to familiarize yourself with GitHub because those are stuff that you used to build your projects. Okay, you learn all those items there. You also learn the introduction to cloud services and AI and machine learning product management. Then week 3, you can't go away. You can't run away from AI. And we have to then added this to the course, leveraging AI and machine learning for product managers. How can you build your own AI model and chatbots? What are the AI product development lifecycle? You need to learn it. You are definitely going to be your own product, your AI powered chatbot within the program. These are nice to have. Okay. Also, you understand how to build retention in product and various business models, and what are the compositions of a growth team. Okay. And in the last week, in the third month, you get access to CV review sessions, LinkedIn optimization, portfolio creation, right? So, oh, you've done all these beautiful cases. So now, how can you then load it up in your GitHub, all right, as your portfolio? So whenever you go for interviews, you can then share your GitHub, portfolio to recruiters. Then interview preparatory sessions. These are sessions that gives you the opportunity to, when you apply to jobs within the program, come to us. We will interview you for free, like prepare you for those interviews at no cost. And in addition to all this, since Olatunji is a tech talent, awardee in the in the UK, he has a UK tech talent visa. All right, this is what we're going to be doing for you. He has provided an assessment, and these are for all students, those persons who really want to jackpot. All right, we've been able to create a UK global tech talent visa assessment tool. Okay, when you go through all these things, it will actually then tell you if you are really ready to apply for the technician visa. And if it actually works for you, then good, you can go ahead. But if it does not work for you, we will then tell you what you need to do, all right, where you need to make amends, what can you do moving forward. And all these things, yes, it's not free, all right, but our weekly sessions are free. Okay, but how can you get started? Very, very simple. The price is 200,000 naira. Okay, that's the price for the program. It is actually it is ridiculously discounted, right? Anyone who had actually gone through a product management school before, you know that having to train for 3 months with this value for 200K is totally discounted. It is ridiculously discounted. So what we've also done, we understand that not all fingers are equal, and we've said, okay, so we're paying 200K, we will discount it for that to 150,000 naira. All right, to 150,000 naira, and you have the opportunity to pay in 50,000 naira per month, 50,000 naira per month. So that's what you'll be paying. But now, sadly, guys, that price ended, all right, in September 30th. The option for people to pay 150,000 ended in September 30th. From today, you can see on my screen here, October 25th to October 31st. We are now charging our full amount of money. I think we actually tried. It's in August 23rd to September 30th. We gave everybody the opportunity to pay 150,000 naira. And we have said that, okay, that's just it. But now we would want to charge the full amount of money. But for only 3 individuals, all right, for only 3 individuals, or actually does not have to do this, okay? But for only 3 individuals, if you are ready to pay 50,000 naira today, just 3 persons, all right, from tomorrow, we would revert back to 67,000 naira. We're charging the real price for the program. For just 3 persons who are ready to take advantage of this, you'll be paying 50,000 naira now, and you have the opportunity to, lock in a spot for 150,000 naira, okay? So if you pay 50,000 naira now, you lock in the spot. But from tomorrow, we would not, outside this call, we will not be accepting any further payment. You'll be paying 67,000 naira per month as the full amount of money has been reflected. So yeah, if this makes sense to you and you actually want to get started, I will post this, the payment details in the chat, so you can, take advantage of it just for 3 individuals, like I mentioned, just for 3 individuals. We do not want any more persons to take advantage of that spot, all right? Just for 3 individuals. From tomorrow, we are back to the full amount of money, which is 67,000 naira per month, and you'll be paying 200K by the ending of the program. We see, we see extend the grace to everyone, okay? So by tomorrow, 200K will be the main registration fee, and instead of 50,000 naira, you'll be paying 67,000 naira. So just for 3 people, we will be accepting only 50K, all right, to start. Victoria, 50K for 3 months. Who does that? I said 50K to register so that you can take advantage of 150,000 naira. All right, if someone tells you to pay for this program 50K for 3 months, you need to run away from the person. please. All right. So currently, you can pay 50,000 naira to lock in the spot for 150,000, and it's just only for 3%. Please, Olatunji, you can please let me know once that slot is taken. Okay. After this call, our price is back to 67,000 naira per month, and we will start charging our full registration fee of 200,000 naira. So please, if there are any questions, please go ahead to ask the question, and I'll be ready to provide answers to them. Please, I don't know if there are any questions, so we can call it a day. We've actually been on the call since 8 o'clock. So we spent 2 hours, up to 2 hours, right? Yeah. So please let me know, guys. If you have any questions, I've sent in the account details in the chat. So please go ahead to make a transfer, 50,000 naira to lock in your spot, so you can get started with the 150,000 opportunity. But after this call, our training fee is back to 200,000 naira, and you can pay 67,000 naira. So please, any question so that we can call it a day here? Do we have any question? Right, so I see some persons are having issues with the attendance form. So if you're having any issues, please send me a DM on WhatsApp. All right, send me a DM. I've been the one sending the communications on the platform. Send me a DM on WhatsApp if you're having issues in the attendance form. I will resend the link into your DM. I think it might work via your DM. Okay, so send me a DM on WhatsApp. Then you try to fill the form, and if it doesn't work, we'll find other alternatives, because we do not send our recordings into the chat. Recordings are only exclusive to people who attend the session, right? We do not send that into the chat. So yeah, thank you very much, and do have a lovely day, everyone. So the first 3 persons to lock in the spot for 50K gets the opportunity. But after this call, we would start sending in communications for 67,000 naira. So cheers, and do have a lovely day. Bye.